How do they do that? Questions we wanted to ask, answers we set out to get. Behind the scenes on one of your favourite commercials, the tiger on the ice. How do they do it? The doctors had given her up for dead. They even switched off her life support machine, but they brought her back to life. We'll tell you how. The British writer who was the first to trace Carlos the Jackal. How did he do it? And how they juggle all those planes above the crowded skies of London. We see the air traffic controllers in action. All these stories and more tonight on How Do They Do That? Good evening and welcome to the show. Now, you've all seen those fabulous car chases on television and in the movies. They're so real you can smell the burning rubber. How do they do that? Well, tonight we're going to show you. I've asked Miss Hull to take us to the studio. Jen?
Belt up. Belt up.
Oh, belt.
Jenny?
You sure? Jenny, slow down.
Jenny the tramp? Would it be at all possible to go just a bit slower?
Don't look so worried. Fun this, isn't it?
Did you say you passed first time, Jen?
First time, Des. Des, stop gripping the seat.
Something.
What's his problem?
You definitely avoid it, Jen. Jenny, slow down. I don't believe that. Put your wipers on. Put your wipers on. Jenny, the Arctic. Done! Leave it, Jenny.
It's a lovely day for a drive, Des.
Thanks a lot, Jen.
Anytime, Des, anytime.
I don't think they'll let you park it there, Jen.
That doesn't matter, somebody will move it. I think it needs a wash there, Des.
Enjoyed our little white knuckle drive. That's the action. Now, here's how we did it.
Thank you, gentlemen. Here we go then. Bye.
From start to finish, our car chase lasts just over 2 minutes. But it took 2 months to plan, and 2 days of dawn to dusk filming to complete. So how do we do it?
Yours.
And action! Well, as Damon Hull takes off, what you don't see are the 5 cameras shooting the action. And behind the scenes, there are paramedics, makeup, and wardrobe staff who help bring our chase to the screen. There was also a 7-strong stunt team led by coordinator Jim Dowdall.
I'm actually going to send the stunt driver home. I was so impressed with you. I've taken him down to the bus stop and he's on his way, so the job's yours.
But Jim was only joking. Meet Des, Mark II.
And Jenny, Mark II.
Even for style-conscious stuntmen, filming stunts can be dangerous. All the action has to be meticulously planned and everyone has to know exactly what's happening. So how do they do that?
With the help of the director's storyboard, where all the action has been laid out, shot by shot. Is that me? Looking suitably grizzled and...
Oh, yeah, but it's smoking. My worst nightmare is that something's going to go wrong. So to prevent that, what we have here is like engineering diagrams showing the layout for each of the setups were exactly where the car should be, and exactly where the cameras should be, and at least we've got a plan to work off. And this is sort of an insurance policy against something going disastrously wrong.
And with Jenny driving like this, anything could have gone wrong. But how did we do this?
With the help of a wooden ramp, which will be camouflaged so you won't see it, lift one side of the car clear off the ground.
We had to lock the differential so that you get pure two-wheel drive. Essentially, on a normal car, if you took one wheel off the ground, you'd lose the drive. So we had to weld the differential into one piece, yeah? He's then going to drive up with the left-hand wheels on the ramp, and as he comes up, he's going to take it beyond the point and take it up to the point of balance.
But we weren't driving, so how did we do this?
For a start, there were two identical Sierras. While one was being filmed, the other was loaded on a trailer and slowly tilted to 45 degrees. When it was safe, Jenny and I were strapped in. It would be a long time before we'd get out again.
You look so relaxed. Then the camera car was driven into place. We were hooked up, ready to be towed away. For our next sequence to work, you had to believe that I was driving the car and that we really were in danger. So how did we do that?
Again, our car was on the trailer, but this time travelling at speed. And those pranks are real. We were being hit.
But this was nothing compared to the most dangerous stunt of the shoot, the cannon roll.
It's a cannon, which is pointing downwards, which is a tube with what would be like a log, only it's made of steel, which is pushed up inside the tube.
And at the point where you wish your car to turn over, you fire this button here, and a massive piston shoots up this arm here with great force, turning the car over.
This is a very dangerous stunt, so the car only carries 1 pint of petrol. When Colin is securely harnessed to a reinforced roll bar, the nitrogen that will fire the cannon is loaded.
Okay.
From now on, everyone must be kept at a safe distance.
So you are sitting in a car with a tank of nitrogen, which is up to 750 pounds per square inch. This is like sitting on a time bomb.
You can't do this stunt by remote control, as the positioning of the car is all down to Colin's skill.
Colin had spun off the road and crashed into a tree. We were hoping he was all right. Within seconds, though, the rescue teams were on their way.
You okay then, Colin? Hello, come into the office.
Colin was okay, but the car had been rather damaged.
No smoking.
Go away from here, anybody with matches or cigarettes. There's petrol on the floor.
Hey!
Well done, Colin. Best yet, mate.
Strange way to earn your living, though, isn't it?
Well, it's better than working for a living, because you get days off.
While the stunt team recovered from the cannon roll, the art department were busy putting the finishing touches to our next obstacle, the fruit stall. It had to explode on impact, scattering everywhere, so even though the fruit looks good enough to eat, it was either plastic or rotten. We couldn't risk cracking the windscreen.
But it had to look like we were driving. So how did we do that?
Nice.
Well, we're going to reverse back and then record while reversing back. Will then be run forward and it will appear as if we're rushing at colossal speed towards the fruit stall.
Now all that's needed is a little tossed salad to make it look convincing, we hope.
Now we can no longer see where we're going, it's time for the climax to our chase, driving under the articulated lorry. Now how do we do this?
The Arctic.
With the help of some dinky toys.
All of a sudden, there it was.
Jim uses toy cars to plan the positioning and timing of the stunt, as anything above dashboard level will have been crushed when the car hits the truck.
The appropriate moment, which is the important.
To help the top half of the car lift clear, the body is pre-cut, as are the doors. Even the steering wheel gets a chop.
In the real world, of course, you can't do this because legally you have to have a cage built under here. You can see that we've actually cut the whole cage away underneath there with an enormous great motorised angle grinder.
The car's actually going to drive under this?
The car is actually going to drive right underneath, and it's going to be this which actually takes the roof off.
But that's obviously not us. So how did they put Jenny and me in the picture?
The car, now minus its roof, was reversed back into the truck. Then we got in to drive that last few feet.
As you come a little bit forward, both need to pop back up again.
So like this?
Yeah, and then
we just go up
drive and pop up. And look behind.
Now, when the sequence is run, you won't see the join.
Jenny, the Arctic. Leave it, Jenny.
See, Des? It's easy when you know how.
Well, that's the story behind the stunt drive, but you saw the car collapse in a heap as we arrived, of course.
Don't you look at me, Des Lynam. I might not be very good at driving, but I'm not responsible for car maintenance. Had it serviced yesterday. I got rather attached to that car, as I did to our stunt team, who are in the audience tonight.
A special award, I would have thought, to Jenny Mark II for wearing those earrings. Now, please remember that these guys have had years of experience and training, and everything they do is carefully worked out. Don't try any of those stunts yourself. You could finish up in big trouble, I promise you.